Hi everybody, a big hello to my Twin Flame community. This is a private personal client reading. This is a Twin Flame reading for a personal client, and all of you who require private Twin Flame readings, kindly contact me by putting a comment below this YouTube video or by contacting me through my Facebook Messenger. So I begin this private Twin Flame reading. So I was asked to look into a certain situation. So my dear friend, Uh, I will start by telling you what is happening in the present, as the cards are showing me, and then I will go into the future, and then I will go into the comparison of the two situations or the two relationships, so that you get an idea what is happening on that side, and you get an idea what you are supposed to be doing. This is what you wanted out of the reading, anyways. So as I continue this twin flame reading, so I'll just begin with the twin flame reading. So the present messages that I'm getting, Shiarna, are that there has been some blockage. There has been a massive block. A person has been unapproachable. There has been no messaging or minimal messaging. What I'm being shown is that the messaging has been very hard to get by. And they seem to be totally unapproachable. Seems like it's a situation where somebody is living in a building which you don't even know where the entrance is. So very unapproachable. And it seems like there's a big obstacle, like you cannot reach them. It seems like the obstacle is too big to actually reach them, with regards to communication. This is the present situation. You also feel that somehow they're deceiving you, and what they showed you was not their real self, and they are somebody else, they are something else. That is how you're feeling. Also, there is a lot of concern regarding finances right now. It could be either in your life, their life, or both. What he is feeling right now, presently, is that he's going through a lot of confusion. Nothing seems to make sense. He cannot understand he cannot understand life in general. So there's a lot of confusion and a fogginess in his life, and I believe there's a lot of confusion and fogginess. The confusion and fogginess is to a quite larger extent. It's even greater than the fogginess or the cloudiness in your life. That's what he's facing, and he's come to a kind of entanglement in his life, kind of a crossroads. And I'm also being shown, because he has come to this entanglement. This partly is because he's entangled with a soulmate. It's a karmic partnership, and it has a lot to do with the social arena. Probably they met them at some social or through some common friends. That's what I'm being shown. It was through indulging in some social endeavor with common friends that they met that person, and that is the entanglement, which is what is I'm being shown twice in the reading. As the cards go by, you will again know that. So that is how he's feeling. There are no uh, there are no, as far as I can tell you, there are no emotional cards for that person coming out. Like Connor's association with that person, there are no emotional cards. So all it's telling me is that it's an entanglement, it's a reaching the crossroads, kind of a relationship, which means in your layperson language, it means that it is a karmic partnership, it is a soulmate relationship. So these were the present cards that I got. I told you I'll do the present, then I'll do the future, and then I'll compare both of the relationships. So I'll show you the cards here. The messages, they have been hard to get, like a tower. It's hard to get to them. The messages have been hard to get by. Then again a mountain like obstacle. The fox, deception. The fish, money matters. Clouds, confusion in his life. Moon, again confusion in his life. reaching the crossroads, reaching the crossroads and entanglement, soulmate, and met them at a social setting. So this is the present situation. Shiana, you can resonate with it, if because you only know, I don't know what's going on in the present, but you know. So while I'm reading for you, you can resonate with the situation. So now I'm going to tell you about the future, Shiana. The future is very bright actually. There's a lot of hope in the situation as regards to communication. Also, there's a lot of hope with regards to communication. The communication is not going to happen one to one. The communication possibly this time is going to happen through a group. It's a group communication. It's like maybe you will maybe write to him as a part of some group, or you'll go to a group setting where he's also there and you'll start communication, or maybe another person will also be involved in the communication, something like that. It's not a one-to-one communication, it's a group communication, and his energies are going to change in the future. His energies are going to, like, right now you feel that he has deceived you and he seems like a fox, but the energies, he seems like a fox, he seems cloudy, he seems foggy, he seems like, it seems like there's a mountain in between you, which you cannot pass, There are other obstacles also which are easy to pass, like the fogginess of the clouds, but when we get a mountain, it's a bigger obstacle, so you feel that way, your heart is very heavy, but the energies will change, the energies will change to such a drastic magnitude that he will come to the energy of a very faithful, a very, very loving, a very warm person towards you, which he has already been confirmed as your twin flame, and your relationship in the future will go to a higher commitment level, and you might enter a higher commitment level in the form of an engagement. This is the future for you. So like I said, it's very bright. So this is the star card. There's a lot of hope in the future. The communication is going to be in the form of a group communication. You see the birds. It's a group communication which is going to happen, and not like a one-to-one communication. So it's a group communication, and his energies are going to totally change from the fox that I showed you before to a bear, because his energies are totally going to be very loving, very warm, and he's going to have a drastic change, and you might enter a engagement, a ring. You might enter an engagement together. This is the future, So now this was the future. Now I'm going to compare both of the relationships and what advice possibly you need regarding this relationship. So when I asked the source to clarify what kind of an association they had, both of them, I got the codependency card, I got the codependency. So I hope you can see it. I got the codependency card. So I got the codependency card. In itself, it's a very big hint for me. I don't even need to go further. A codependent relationship, let me explain to you what a codependent relationship is. A codependent relationship is when a person has a give and take with another person. There's no love or emotions involved. It's like maybe I want somebody who is very good looking, and I want to show them off to my friends, and I find such a person, and I start, and they want something, let's say they want somebody who's very intelligent and who's very bookish, and they find that thing in me. So it's a win-win situation. Both come together. There are no emotions involved, or there's no attraction at any level, but they come together because the timing is right for them to come together. That's what we call soulmates. They're here to teach each other something, and they are possibly just coming together for the needs that are being provided at that time, And you, as a person who knows that this is a twin flame association, should not even bother about this codependent situation. The more you bother about it, the more you think about it, the more energy you are giving it. Because if she is his soulmate, she is also your soulmate, in a way. If he is your twin, any of the soulmates that are connected to him are also connected to you. So if you're giving thoughts to that connection, or thinking what is happening, what is not happening, you are empowering or giving your energy to that situation. Also, indirectly, your energy is already there in that situation because of you being his twin, and you are trying to foster that relationship in a way, because that relationship needs to be fostered right now, because there are certain lessons that he needs to learn before he comes into a reunion with you. So have a lot of trust when you see this relationship. Have a lot of trust. This came out for you. You need to have a, this came out for them and this came out for you in this situation. You need to have a lot of trust that this is just a karmic partnership that is on the way of this twin flame journey. And if you think of it that way, if you think of the bigger price, this is nothing. This is nothing in front of that bigger prize. You should think of it that way. So this is just a codependent relationship for the time being, formed for some needs that are being transferred either way. So I hope you get this. This has always been the case. All you need to do is trust. All you need to do is believe these intuitions, these intuitive messages. We have to give a disclaimer that these readings are for entertainment, but actually these readings are not for entertainment. These are actual channel messages coming in. So the more you trust these situations or these intuitive messages, the more you're going to get out of it. And when I did, so this is what I got for them. And when I did your and his, the association, how or where it stands right now, I got give your relationship a chance. That is what you're not doing. You're not trusting it, and you're wavering. So you need to give your relationship a chance. Also, what I got right now, Shiana, which is more important to tell you, with all this relationship, this present and this future, the most important thing or the advice to tell you is that you are somehow not loving yourself. You're not giving yourself self-love, and that is why, because you're not giving yourself self-love, you're not feeling that good. You deserve love, and love yourself first. Because you're not doing this, you're feeling a lack of trust. Because of these two things, you're feeling a lack of trust, in the situation. Otherwise, if you were self-loving yourself, you wouldn't feel a lack of trust in the situation, and you would still trust the twin flame journey. But sometimes your faith wavers because of the issues of self-love. If you give yourself self-love, the self-love is going to transfer in a way that it's going to make you very lovable, and that lovable energy is going to get transferred towards him, and that is going to heal lot of issues between you, and it is going to kind of fasten up the reunion, which you are not doing currently. I'm being told in a very big way that you deserve love, love yourself first, and it is safe for you to love. I got 3 major cards for the self-love issue. I got 3 major cards for the self-love issue, just alone for the self-love issue. So you can well imagine like how big a issue this is. You need self-love, self-care. Self-love has different aspects. You need to care for your physical body, your spiritual body, your astral body, and your cosmic body. You need care for all those things, and also particularly for your emotional body. Another thing which I showed, that the issues you need to work on are certain family issues. Healing family issues, healing family issues, healing family issues. As a child, you went through certain family issues regarding your parents and your siblings, in which you have a wounded inner child. You have a wounded inner child which is causing lack of trust in your companion, in your twin. It's causing lack of trust, which is why you're not giving this relationship a proper chance. You are somewhere, those issues, those family issues, and those wounded child issues are there, and the self-love issues, as I described, are there. So in order for you to reach this engagement, you need to work on these family issues, these wounded inner child issues, and you have to work on these self-love issues. But the engagement and the beer energy, and Connor turning into a beer energy, which is the highest form of love, the beer, the key. There are few cards in the deck which denote the highest form of love, and you are going to enter an engagement soon with him, so this is going to come true. So thank you so much, Yana.